got quite the collection of your sources here. Lots of articles, research, even your notes, all kind of circling one big question, really. How do you actually grow on YouTube, like looking ahead to 2025?
Yeah, and our mission today, I think, is to sort of cut through all that information you've gathered.
Yeah.
We want to pull out the really important insights, the actionable bits that give you a shortcut to understanding what really matters for getting seen on YouTube now.
Exactly. We're aiming to guide you through this material. So based on what you sent over, this deep dive is going to, well, first unpack the content itself.
Right.
Then look at what we can learn from some, super successful creators, maybe some global names you weren't expecting. And then tackle that YouTube algorithm, try to make it less mysterious.
Friend, not foe, hopefully.
Let's hope. And finally, zoom in on a specific strategy that really stood out in these sources.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Where do we start?
Well, the thing that just screams from every page, the absolute starting point, according to everything here, is content. Content is everything. Seems obvious, but the sources really hammer this home for 2025.
It makes total sense, though, right? There's just so much out there. If your content isn't genuinely valuable, it's just lost noise.
And these sources get specific about what valuable means. It's really two things.
Yeah.
Consistency and, well, the value itself.
Okay, let's break down that value part first. What does that actually mean in practice?
It boils down to needing your videos to do one of three things for the viewer: educate them, entertain them, or inspire them.
Educate, entertain, inspire. Got it.
And I thought the example they used was quite telling, those Study With Me channels.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Right. On the surface, it's just someone studying. But the value is that calm, focused vibe they create. It actually inspires productivity in the viewer. It's niche, but it works.
That's a great example. And the consistency part, that feeds directly into the algorithm, yeah.
Exactly. The sources say the algorithm rewards regular uploads. It sees you're, actively contributing, building something on the platform.
It shows commitment.
And another piece of advice that comes up again and again, especially when you're just starting out, pick a niche.
Focus.
Yeah, focus hard on one topic you actually care about, something you know. Don't try to be everything to everyone right away. Build that core audience first. Then maybe think about branching out.
Makes sense. Build foundation. Okay, so content is king. Focus on value and consistency. Pick a niche. What's next in these sources? Looks like learning from the best.
Right. Using successful creators as sort of case studies. And you can't really talk YouTube without mentioning Mr. Beast, can you?
He's kind of unavoidable. The sources obviously mention the big money, the giveaways. But what's the actionable takeaway for someone trying to grow now?
Well, what's interesting is how they describe him, not just the spectacle, but they call him a masterclass in pacing and retention.
Pacing and retention.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's about how the videos are built, hooking viewers instantly, keeping them watching right through. That's a skill, not just budget.
It's technical, almost, applied to entertainment.
Totally. And then you've got someone like Emma Chamberlain coming from a completely different angle.
Yeah, the sources point to her authenticity, right? Relatability.
Exactly. They say she made chaotic vlogging an art form, just being herself, unfiltered, and that created a really strong connection.
It definitely shows there's no single right way. Authenticity can be just as powerful, maybe even more so for certain audiences than super polished production.
And I really like that the sources didn't just stick to the usual US-UK examples. They specifically highlighted some massive creators from India.
Oh, interesting. Who did they mention?
Carrie Minotti, for one,
Oh, I knew
known
that.
for roasting, commentary, really connects with a younger crowd.
Okay.
Then Ashish Chanchlani, huge success with sketch comedy.
Right, classic YouTube format.
And Prajakta Kohli, mostly sane. Her thing is blending humor with, social awareness, makes important topics really engaging.
That's cool. So what's the bigger point the sources make by including them?
The key takeaway seems to be that these creators are absolutely part of the global YouTube scene. And it kind of proves that language isn't necessarily the huge barrier we might think.
So it's about the underlying connection.
Yeah. Energy, emotion, telling a good story. Those things are universal. They connect people whether they're in, Brooklyn or Mumbai, as the sources put it.
That's a powerful thought. Okay, so content foundation, learn from diverse creators.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the big one, the algorithm. It often feels like this big, scary thing, right?
It's definitely intimidating for a lot of people, a black box.
But these sources actually try to simplify it. At its core, what's the algorithm trying to achieve? Pretty simple, really.
Keep people watching.
Exactly. Keep viewers on YouTube for as long as possible. That's his primary goal.
Okay, so if that's the goal, then it makes sense what it rewards. The sources mention click-through rate.
Yep. How many people actually click your video when they see the thumbnail and title?
Watch time.
Crucial. How long do they stick around once they click?
And engagement. Likes, comments, shares, that sort of thing.
Right. So while the inner workings might be complex, influencing it comes back to some basics highlighted here. First, those titles and thumbnails. They have to work. They need to make someone stop scrolling and click.
Absolutely critical. But, and this is a big but in the sources, the click isn't enough. The video itself must deliver what the title and thumbnail promise.
Oh yeah. Clickbait will kill your watch time. If people feel tricked, they're gone in seconds, and the algorithm sees that. Bad signal.
And engagement. Things like replying to comments, pinning good ones, asking for likes and subscribes. How do the sources frame that? Not just begging for numbers, right?
No, they frame it more as community building. When you interact, when people comment and you reply, it signals to the algorithm that your channel is a place where people gather, a community hub. That keeps people coming back to YouTube.
So it's about fostering interaction, not just metrics chasing. Okay. Now this is interesting. The sources seem to highlight one specific strategy, almost like a hack or maybe a strategic lever for getting more visibility right now.
Yeah, this part got my attention too. It's quite tactical. It's a big recommendation. Leverage YouTube Shorts.
Okay, shorts. We hear about them a lot. What's the specific method they suggest?
It's pretty straightforward. Take your existing longer videos, find those really engaging moments, maybe a strong emotional beat, a key takeaway, something funny, and clip them into short vertical videos, 30 to 60 seconds.
Repurposing content. Smart.
And the key is consistency. Don't just do one or two. The sources suggest posting these shorts regularly, maybe like 3 to 5 times a week.
Okay, why does this work so well right now according to this material?
The why is all about the algorithm again. Apparently YouTube is really pushing shorts discovery at the moment. The sources literally call it a freeway to visibility.
A freeway, huh? So it's like an easier path to get eyeballs.
Kind of. You're casting a really wide net with these short clips using content you've already made. If a short takes off, it gets a lot of views.
Then people might click through to your channel.
Exactly. It drives traffic back to your main channel. Someone enjoys the short, they check out your profile, discover your longer videos. It's a funnel, basically, from short-form attention to potentially deeper engagement.
That makes a lot of sense, using shorts as a hook. And they even mention tools to make it easier.
Yeah, they specifically call out CapCut and Descript as being great for quickly editing these clips and adding captions, which are, super important for shorts since people often watch with the sound off.
Right. Makes it almost inexcusable not to try it if the tools are that accessible.
Pretty much. So, okay, we've got the content principles, lessons from top creators, understanding the algorithm's goals, and this short strategy. But there's one more layer the sources emphasize.
The mindset.
Exactly. None of this other stuff works without the right approach, the right mentality.
And what's the core message there? It really struck me, actually.
The biggest piece of advice, repeated in various ways across these sources, is just start.
Just do it now. Stop waiting for perfect.
Yeah, stop overthinking. And they're pretty blunt about it, too. They basically say your first videos will suck.
Reassuring, in a way.
Totally. It's okay. Everyone's first videos are rough. That's part of the process. Nobody starts out amazing.
So the focus shouldn't be on getting it perfect right out of the gate.
No, the focus should be on starting and then on improving, like with every single upload. Learn as you go.
How do you do that? How do you improve?
Look at your analytics, what's working, what's not. And crucially, listen to the feedback from the people who are watching your stuff. Treat it like a journey, not a single shot at success.
A journey of continuous improvement. I like that.
And kind of wrapping that mindset piece up, there's this perspective shared in the sources. Thinking of YouTube not just as a platform to dump videos, but as a community.
Right. More interactive.
Yeah. And the idea is, the more you genuinely give to that community engagement, value, your authentic self, the more it tends to get back to you. Audience, connection, all that stuff.
It shifts it from broadcasting at people to participating with them.
Precisely.
Okay, so let's try and quickly summarize the absolute key takeaways from digging into all your source material here for growing on YouTube in 2025. Number 1, content and consistency are non-negotiable foundations.
Check. Value through education, entertainment, or inspiration. Regularly.
2, learn from the best. Study how successful creators hook viewers and build community, looking globally for inspiration too.
Strategy over just outcomes.
3, Understand the algorithm wants to keep people watching, so focus on click-through rate, watch time, and genuine engagement.
Make it work for you by giving it what it wants.
4. Strategically use YouTube Shorts. Clip your long-form content, post consistently. Use it as that free way to bring viewers back to your main channel.
The visibility lever for right now.
And finally, underpinning everything. Just start. Don't wait for perfection. Commit to improving with every video. Learn from data and feedback, and engage with it like a community.
Couldn't have put it better. That really covers the core insights.
And that leads us nicely to the final thought, something for you to really chew on, taken straight from these sources you provided.
Okay, let's hear it.
If it's true, as these sources suggest, that energy, emotion, and great storytelling are universal languages that can cross borders, connect someone in Brooklyn with someone in Mumbai right through YouTube, if that's true, what does that fundamentally change about how you think about finding your audience? What universal energy or emotion or story could you tap into to connect?